Ozark Highlands Radio is brought to you by the Ozark Folk Center State Park in Mountain View, Arkansas. A wonderful way to enjoy yesterday. On the web at ozarkfolkcenter.com. And by Stone Bank, a community bank supporting entrepreneurs and farmers nationwide, with loans guaranteed by the USDA, SBA, and Farm Services Agency. Learn more at stonebank.com. And the Arkansas Arts Council, empowering the arts for the benefit of all Arkansans. On the web at arkansasarts.org. And by the Committee of 100 for the Ozark Folk Center, preserving Ozark folk culture since 1974 through music roots, craft apprenticeships, and the Heritage Herb Garden. Learn more at ofc100.org.
Hey everybody, this is Dave Smith, host of Ozark Highlands Radio. Welcome to our show. This week we'll hear old-time music virtuosos Tony Trischka and Bruce Molsky, recorded live on our stage at our annual Arkansas Old Time Fiddle and Banjo Championships, as well as the 2025 contest champions. We'll hear a recording of a notable contest fiddler from the past, and guest host Dr. Brooks Blevins discusses the etymology of the name Ozark. All that this week on Ozark Highlands Radio. Each year, the Ozark Folk Center State Park hosts the Arkansas State Old Time Fiddle and Banjo Championships. Competitors ranging in age from 8 to 80 come from all over to test their skills and possibly be crowned a champion. World-class musicians are brought in to judge these contests and also perform on the Folk Center's evening concert. At the 2025 contest, we were honored to have as our judges and performers Tony Trischka and Bruce Molsky. Here are Bruce and Tony playing a set on our stage the evening of the 2025 Arkansas State Fiddle and Banjo Championships.
Little old man came riding by, said, "Young man, your horse must die. If he dies, I'll tan his skin. If he lives, I'll ride him again. Walk jawbone and walk away. Walk jawbone both night and day." Jawbone walk and a jawbone talk, jawbone eat with a knife and a fork. Walk jawbone and walk away, walk jawbone both night and day. Jawbone broke and the wire flew, hang my head in the highland too. Walk jawbone and walk away, walk jawbone both night and day. My wife died in Tennessee, they sent her jawbone back to me. Put that jawbone on the fence, ain't seen nothing but a jawbone since. Walk jawbone and walk away, walk jawbone both night and day. Same old man came riding by, said, "Young man, your horse must die. If he dies, I'll tan his skin. If he lives, I'll ride him again. Walk jawbone and walk away, walk jawbone both night and day." Walk jawbone and walk away, walk jawbone both night and day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's great for me to be here. This is only the second time I've had a chance to play in Arkansas, so it's wonderful to be back. And again, as Bruce was saying, just hearing all these wonderful banjo players and fiddle players. So we're going to do a couple of fiddle tunes for you, which seems kind of appropriate since we had such a fiddly afternoon. And Susan was asleep when this was written, so the tune is called Wake Susan. That's the first one anyway. And the second one is called Durang's Hornpipe. We're going to do a tune that Bruce and I did as a duet on this Earl Jam album that was it was nominated for a Grammy, as was mentioned, and it lost. I'm not complaining though. It's a great old time tune, as just about all of these are. That when I need my old-time education, I go to Bruce here because he knows so many great old-time fiddle tunes and tunes. And this is one that has to do with horses and feeding your horses. And it's called My Horses Ain't Hungry.
My horses ain't hungry, they won't eat your hay. Farewell, my darling, I'll be on my way. My parents don't like me, they say I am poor, say I'm not worthy to enter your door. The river was whiskey and I was a duck. I dived to the bottom and I never come up.
Thank you. We're going to play a tune for you that we've never played before. We don't even know this tune.
Not yet.
We're going to learn it while Bruce is singing it for you. And we were just trying to find other tunes that have the word Arkansas in them, besides Arkansas Traveler. And there should be more, shouldn't there? There should be a whole ton of songs about Arkansas. But this is one that I hadn't heard before, but Bruce knew about it, and let me say that again. I'm speaking English here. We researched it last night, late at night, going through old recordings, and Bruce has amazing ears because this tune was recorded back in the 30s.
1931. Any fans of A.E. Ward and his Plowboys?
Oh, come on,
band.
raise your hands if you're into the Plowboys. And it's just really hard to make out some of the words, but he's got amazing X-ray ears and was able to forge through the words and come up with some lyrics for you here. So, Going to Leave Arkansas.
Arkansas, I'm gonna leave the state. I'm gonna leave old Arkansas to never come back again. For the train is in the station, boys, leaving County Fourth. I'm gonna join that accident that takes me farther north. Says we ain't waiting, boys, and I am getting old. She says she's afraid of waiting for the country as a whole. My heart is awful heavy, boys, the tears stood in my eyes. Tomorrow night when the sun goes down, I'm going to say goodbye. I sold my little cabin and my little patch of ground, the good old mountain prairie, when the soldiers they came down. My heart was awful heavy, boys, tears stood in my eyes. Tomorrow night when the sun goes down, I'm going to say goodbye. Say goodbye. Tony Trischka, y'all. It grieves me now to leave the place where I was born and bred, to leave the young folks here at home and the old folks, they are dead. The flowers that are blooming there were in my tender care, and my poor wife shall never go to keep them blooming there. I'm gonna leave old Arkansas, I'm gonna leave the state. I'm gonna leave old Arkansas to never come back again. For the train is in the station, boys, to leave the county fourth. I'm gonna join that accident that takes me farther north.
Thank you, Arkansas.
Tony Trischka and Bruce Molsky on our stage in Mountain View, Arkansas. We heard 4 traditional tunes: The Old Jawbone, a medley of Wake Up Susan and Durang's Hornpipe, My Horses Ain't Hungry, and I'm Going to Leave Arkansas, which was recorded by A.E. Ward and his Plowboys in 1931. I recently learned that one of America's most famous fiddlers competed in a contest here almost 50 years ago. After this break, let's go down to the vault to see if my friend Jeff Glover can find a recording of her. You're listening to Ozark Highlands Radio. Welcome back to Ozark Highlands Radio. Well, I mentioned earlier I had a question for Jeff Glover, so let's head down to the vault and see if he's there. Let's go down.
Hey, Dave.
Hi, Jeff.
How's it going, man?
Things are going good. How about you?
Just fantastic.
Yeah, you cleaned up down here. It's looking pretty good.
I have been doing some work. Yeah, I'm working.
Hey, our featured guests this week are Tony Trischka and Bruce Molsky. And thinking about other really good fiddlers, I remember hearing that Alison Krauss performed here, or at least competed in a contest here, in, I think, 1985. Do you think you can find a recording of her?
I already found it.
Really?
Having Tony and Bruce on the show and them being the judges of this past year's banjo and fiddle competition got me thinking about famous people that may have played here in the past. And so I got to looking around. Sure enough, I found a recording of Alison Krauss in 1985. You're absolutely right. Playing a tune called the Gardenia Waltz.
Oh, let's hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful tune and beautifully played.
I don't think she plays fiddle a lot anymore. At least I haven't seen her play. She mostly sings.
She mostly sings, yeah. And if you listen to that track, that's there's almost all double stops. In other words, she's playing two strings at a time through the whole tune. It's really nicely done. It's like somebody playing harmony with her, only she's playing it herself.
I don't have the results of that contest in 1985, but I can imagine that she probably at least placed or did fairly well.
Yeah, I think that was a SPIGMA contest, we call it, the Society for the Preservation of Bluegrass Music in America.
That's exactly right.
Used to have a contest here every November. Jeff, thanks for digging that up. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, Dave. Have a great day.
Okay, see you.
Bye.
The Arkansas State Fiddle and Banjo Championships are a big yearly event taking place each August here at the Ozark Folk Center State Park in Mountain View, Arkansas. Musicians come from all over Arkansas and the surrounding states to show off their skills. Here are just a couple of the many contestants who vied for the honor of being the state champ. Young Gwyneth Davis from Petit Mountain competed in the 16 and younger youth divisions. After winning that division, she competed against the other division winners to take the top honor in the contest. Here are a couple of her contest tunes, Billy in the Low Ground and Rock All the Babies to Sleep. That was young Gwyneth Davis from Petit Mountain, competing in the 16 and younger youth division. After winning that division, she competed against the other division winners to take the top honor in the contest. Senior banjo champion Erik Brashers from Eureka Springs, Arkansas, went on to win the whole banjo contest with these two tunes, June Apple and Soldier's Joy. Arkansas State clawhammer banjo champion Erik Brashers, playing his traditional contest tunes June Apple and Soldier's Joy. Let's close out this portion of the show with a couple more tunes from our contest judges, Bruce Molsky and Tony Trischka.
I'm going to take a second to just breathe here, because Tony works me so hard. And Tony is, I know, a musical hero to many of you. He's been to me for many years, and I'm honored to have the chance to play with him, and just to know him as a pal for so many years. But please make welcome Mr. Tony Trischka.
Thank you. As you get older, you have what's called the organ recital, That's right, where you start talking about things that are going wrong with your body. Do you mind if I do that right now? I feel a lot of love here in the audience. I think I can share some really personal things with you right now.
Oh, boy.
Do you want to start, Bruce?
No.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so I woke up one morning some years ago and found that my pinky here was just, the tendon had snapped, and I couldn't straighten up my pinky finger, which doesn't matter because when you play the banjo, you just have that pinky here in the right hand for support. And then I was doing a gig, and it was dark backstage. I was reaching for my banjo case with the pinky in my left hand, and I bumped into the case and snapped my tendon and had to have my... This is really fascinating, isn't it? Anyway, to continue, I had to have my pinky in a kind of just splint for about 6 weeks, and then that was fine and healed up. Wait, I'm talking. This is a very personal thing. Okay, continue. And more recently, it happened again, maybe a couple of years ago, and I just snapped a tendon in my ring finger. And I had all these gigs to do, so I decided, because I could only use these two fingers to play with, and so I figured I should just write a whole bunch of tunes where I just use these two fingers. And I'm going to play one of those tunes for you right now, and I call it Pretendin'. And I hope you're really... What?
Nothing.
I hope you're going to enjoy it. I mean, all my fingers are working now, so I'm going to play with all my fingers, in this hand anyway. Well, this hand also. So part of it, I'll be borrowing these chords here, and that's what it was like when I was only using two fingers. So this is Pretendin'. Thank you for your attention.
Attention.
No banjo has ever successfully been tuned, I promise you. Thank you.
That was this week's featured guests, Tony Trischka and Bruce Molsky. First, we heard Garfield's Blackberry Blossom, a traditional tune not to be confused with the well-known Blackberry Blossom, followed by a Tony Trischka original called Pretendin'. We'll take another short break now. When we come back, our friend Brooks Blevins will fill us in on the origin of the name Ozark. This is Ozark Highlands Radio. Welcome back to Ozark Highlands Radio. There's been some controversy about where the name Ozarks came from. This week, author and folklorist Dr. Brooks Blevins weighs in on the case.
Down in the down in the down in the Arkansas, the sweetest girl ever saw was down in the Arkansas.
What's in a name like Ozark? Have you ever thought about that? It's an odd name, Ozark. So where does it come from? What's its etymology? For starters, the word Ozark is American-made. It wasn't brought over from the Old World. It developed right here in the middle of North America. And like any name emerging from this melting pot of peoples and languages, its story is multi-ethnic and multilingual. It starts with a small American Indian nation in the lower Mississippi Valley. Today, we know them as the Quapaw, but some of their Native American neighbors knew them by a different term, an Illini word that meant people of the south wind. It was the French whose attempt to imitate the term phonetically named the tribe the Arkansas, for the French were the first Europeans to lay claim to and settle the Mississippi Valley. It was in 1686 when a group of soldiers representing King Louis XIV of France established a post in the land of the Quapaw, in what today is the delta of southeastern Arkansas. But to the French, this was the land of the Arkansas, and later, in the 1700s, when French officials at Arkansas Post sent letters and documents to France or to New World French outposts in Canada or on the Gulf of Mexico, they invariably signed off Oz, Arkansas, meaning in the land of the Arkansas, or simply from Arkansas. And Oz, by the way, was spelled A-U-X in French. Over time, the French officials at Arkansas Post took to abbreviation, as we impatient humans are wont to do, and the sign-off Ozarks, or Ozark, became a familiar sight on their letters. Gradually, this little portion of France's American empire became known as Ozark for short, and the new regional term eventually accompanied French trappers and traders up the Arkansas and White Rivers into the high country at the western edge of the Quapaw's domain. By the early 1800s, when the Quapaw's territory and the rest of the vast land west of the Mississippi, the land called Louisiana, became the soil of the United States, the name Ozark had come to represent the hilly and mountainous land that stretched almost from Texas to St. Louis, what we know today as the Ouachita Mountains and the Ozark Plateau. It was this area of some 60,000 square miles that U.S. Army engineer and mapmaker Stephen Long dubbed the Ozark Mountains on his 1822 map. Major Long was an English speaker, of course, and the spelling he used was an anglicized version of the old French abbreviation. Instead of AUX, Oz, Long labeled the region with the spelling we recognize today, OZARK. The label Ozark Mountains continued to be used for both the Ouachitas and the Ozark Plateau into the early 20th century, until the Ozark region shrank and the highlands south of the Arkansas River became simply the Ouachita Mountains. Modern maps identify only the hills and plateaus north of the Arkansas River as the Ozarks. And this American-made name, with contributions from the Quapaw, the Illini, the French, and English-speaking American citizens, remains a popular word on our maps today. We have towns called Ozark in Arkansas and Missouri, and in that hilly part of southern Illinois that looks and feels like the Ozarks, even if most modern geographers say it isn't. Alabama has an Ozark too, but it's nowhere near the region. They just like the name. We have the Ozark National Forest in Arkansas and the Ozark National Scenic Riverways in Missouri. The Ozark Trail, still a work in progress, will one day connect both states. And, of course, there's Ozark Highlands Radio coming to you from the Ozark Folk Center State Park in Arkansas. So, in honor of the state where this whole etymology story had its beginnings, let's go back in the hills and down in the Arkansas with Jimmy Driftwood.
Down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas, the sweetest girl ever saw was down in the Arkansas. Down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas, the sweetest girl ever saw was down in the Arkansas. I had a cow that slobbered bad down in the Arkansas. I took her to my great-granddad way down in the Arkansas.
I asked him what to do for it down in the Arkansas. Grandpa said, teach that cow to spit way down in the Arkansas. Down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas. The sweetest girl I ever saw was down in the Arkansas. Down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas. The sweetest girl I ever saw was down in the Arkansas. They had a wedding that couldn't be beat down in the Arkansas. A girl named Oates and a boy named Wheat way down in the Arkansas. The people sang in a major key down in the Arkansas. They sang, what shall the harvest be?
Thank you, Brooks. What a treat it was for us aspiring fiddlers to be visited by the likes of Tony Trischka and Bruce Molsky. These two have dedicated their lives to keeping old-time music alive through concerts and workshops all over the country and the world. Here are a few more good tunes from Trischka and Molsky.
Thank you so much.
I'm about to play a song that has a chorus. I'd sure love it if you sing along. The chorus, of course, if you're not accustomed to singing, is the part that you sing between the verses over and over and over again. And when you finally learn it, the song is over. But it's an old favorite of mine. It started its life off as a Texas swing tune written by the brother of Bob, the great Bob Wills. And his brother's name was Johnny Lee Wills. It was picked up by an old-time fiddler from Kentucky, but that a lot of us knew and looked up to very much. His name was Clyde Davenport. And he kind of learned it on the offbeat, and that's how we all learned it from him. But it's called Lazy John, and here I'll show you the chorus. Here's all you got to sing. Lazy John, why don't you get your day's work all done? You're in the shade and I'm in the sun. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? My teeth rattled. Okay, so there's your part. And we'll follow it with a Civil War era tune. And it's called The Rebels Raid. Work all week in the noonday sun, 15 cents when Saturday comes. Going to a dance to have some fun. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? Lazy John, Lazy John, why don't you get your day's work all done? You're in the shade and I'm in the sun. Why don't you get away, Lazy John?
to a dance Saturday night. Ain't coming home till the broad daylight. Then I'll take my baby back home. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? Lazy John, Lazy John. Why don't you get your day's work all done? You're in the shade and I'm in the sun. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? My gal lives at the end of the road. Her teeth are crooked and her legs are bowed. But we sure have a lot of fun. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? Lazy John, Lazy John. Why don't you get your day's work all done? You're in the shade and I'm in the sun. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? Lazy John, Lazy John, why don't you get your day's work all done? You're in the shade and I'm in the sun. Why don't you get away, Lazy John? Get away, John.
Thank you.
Thanks. Well, we've got one more on the official set list for you, and a bunch of thanks to give. Everybody that was involved in the banjo and fiddle contest today, all the volunteers that worked to make this thing run so smoothly. And of course to the Folk Center here. So we thank you, and
Yes, thanks, folks.
We haven't sung anything about drinking or carousing yet tonight because we're nice people, but this is a good one. And say many, many thanks. And here's I Get My Whiskey from Rockingham.
Where'd you catch whiskey? Where'd you get your dram? Got it from a little boy down in Rockingham. Rocky Road, Cindy, Rocky Road, Sam. Rocky Road, Cindy, down in Rockingham. I went down to Rockingham, did not go to stay. fell in love with a pretty little gal, could not get away. Rocky Road, Cindy, Rocky Road, Sam, Rocky Road, Cindy, down in Rockingham. Cheeks were red as a red rose, hair was huckleberry brown. Sweetest gal ever I saw down in Rockingham. Rocky Road, Cindy, Rocky Road, Sam, Rocky Road, Cindy, down in Rockingham. Went to kiss Cindy once, then I kissed her twice. Second time I kissed her, asked her to be my wife. Rocky Road, Cindy, Rocky Road, Sam, Rocky Road, Cindy, down in Rockingham. Where'd you get your whiskey? Where'd you get your jam? Got it from a little boy down in Rockingham. Rocky Road, Cindy, Rocky Road, Sam, Rocky Road, Cindy, down in Rockingham. Rocky Road, Cindy, Rocky Road, Sam, Rocky Road, Cindy, down in Rockingham.
Thanks, folks. Have a
Thank
great
you
night.
all.
Thank
Take
you very
care.
much.
Bruce Molsky and Tony Trischka. How about that with a healthy dose of old time for you?
Arkansas State Championship judges Bruce Molsky and Tony Trischka, knocking out 3 more great tunes: Washington's March, Lazy John and Rebel's Raid, and Tommy Gerald's I Get My Whiskey from Rockingham. I've had a great time playing these good old fiddle tunes for you this week, and I hope you enjoyed it too. This is your host, Dave Smith. I hope to see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Ozark Highlands Radio is produced by Jeff Glover. Executive producer is Darren Dorton. Additional support for this program comes from Arkansas State Parks, a division of the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, with 52 unique reasons to visit the natural state. On the web at arkansasstateparks.com. The Committee of 100 proudly supporting the Ozark Folk Center State Park since 1974. And by Stone Bank with roots in Mountain View, Arkansas. Stone Bank is a proud supporter of heritage musicians and small towns across America, with government-guaranteed loans for farmers, entrepreneurs, and communities. More information available at stonebank.com. For information on upcoming shows and events, we are on the web at ozarkhighlandsradio.com. Until next time, I'm Donna Farrar.